So in the previous class, when we were studying about that of the light students, and then we discussed about that of the reflection of light. During the reflection of the light student, we studied the two things. The first is the regular reflection and the second is that of the irregular. Regular and irregular. Regular and irregular reflection. In the regular reflection, we study that when the surface is smooth and a beam of a light falls on the surface, then the light gets reflected in the same pattern as it arrives. That is the regular reflection. If we talk about the irregular reflection, students, so irregular reflection is the reflection in which when a beam of a light falls on a rough surface or on an uneven surface, then after reflection it moves in a different direction. And that is why this irregular reflection is also known as diffusion reflection. Okay? Not only this, students, if you see this irregular reflection, light get reflected in the different directions. So it is the cause of the scattering of the light. And because of this irregular reflection, we are able to see the thing which is present around us. Now if we talk about the regular reflection, students, so in case of a regular reflection, it is like in which the beam of light falls on the surface and shows the same pattern after reflection. So it will, the reflection after that when the image is formed, it will be of a low area. So we are able to see our face in the plane mirror. It is because of that of the regular reflection. After that, the student, we started with the new topic, and that is the multiple reflection of the light. Okay, so multiple reflection of the light. Multiple reflection of light. Now, what is the multiple reflection of light, students? So, in multiple reflection of a light, reflection of the light which occur back and forth several times due to the presence of, when we keep the two mirrors at an angle to each other, then the reflection which is formed, such kind of a reflection is known as a multiple reflection of the light. And the image which is formed due to that of the multiple reflection of the light is multiple images. Okay, so many images is because reflection of the light causes the formation of image, and the reflection is continuously occurring. If it is multiple reflection is there, then many image will be formed. Okay, so we can write it multiple reflection is the reflection of light, reflection of the light back and forth, back and forth several times between the two mirrors, between the two mirrors kept at an angle to each other, kept at an angle to each other. Okay, so if a two mirror is there and they are kept at angle to each other, student, the image, the reflection that take place in both of the mirror, because what will happen if two mirror is there, one reflection occur here, then that light ray will goes to the other mirror, again there is a reflection occur, then that light will go to the other mirror. So multiple reflection, back and forth reflection occurs several times, and due to which there is a formation formation of the multiple images. So we can write it multiple reflection causes formation of many images. Okay, so there is a formation of a lot of images occur due to the multiple reflection of the light. So what is a multiple reflection of the light, students? That is the reflection of the light which take place back and forth several times when the two mirrors are kept at angle to each other. Now, how can we find the number of the image? Because we are seeing a lot of images formed. So how can we find the number of the image? So number of the image totally depend upon the angle in which the two mirror has been kept. Angle decided the number of image. How, student? Let us see. So depending upon the number of angle of that of the two mirror, the number of the image also different. Okay, so we can write it depending on the angle between the two mirror, the number of image formed is different. So it totally depends upon the angle between that of the two mirror decides the number of the image. How can we find it, students? So we can write it the number of images n. If we consider the number of image by n formed between the two mirror kept at an angle theta can be represented. So you see here, students, we are there to find the number of the images formed between the two mirror which is kept at an angle, and the angle between that of the two mirror is theta. Now we consider them as a theta, and the number of images. So how can we represent it? We can represent it by 360 degree upon theta minus 1. 360 degree 360 degree upon theta minus 1. This is what? This is the m. Okay. So number of images which is formed by that of the multiple reflection of light when it is formed between the two mirror which is kept at a certain angle, then we can find the number of images. Number of images, suppose it is n, and the theta, which is the angle between that of the two mirror, is theta. Then with the help of this formula, we can find the number of images formed by that of the two mirror. Now you see here, students, as the angle between both of the mirror is becoming closer, becoming less and less, the number of the images will be more. Okay, so you can understand it by this, that angle between them, if it is less, then the number of images will be more. So we can write it as the as the number of, as the angle between, as we decrease the angle between the two mirrors, the number of images will increase. So you see here student, as you decrease the angle, then the number of the images will be formed by the help of this formula will be more. Okay, so angle decreases, number of images increases. What will happen if suppose when we kept both of the mirror parallel to each other? Okay, so if suppose two mirrors are there and they are kept parallel to each other, then the angle between them will be 0. So we can write it, when we kept two mirrors parallel to each other, then what will happen? Angle between the mirror will be 0. Okay, so angle between them will be 0 degree students. So number of the image will be infinite. So image number will be infinite. Okay, so if these two mirrors are parallel to each other, angle between the two mirrors will be 0, and if the angle between them will be 0, so here it will be 0, so 360 degree minus 0 will be infinite, so we can say the image will be formed will be infinite. So you can understand here student, the multiple reflection of the light is the reflection of the light where in which the two mirrors are kept at an angle to each other, and due to which light rays keeps on reflecting back and forth several times, and thus there is a formation of a many images. Now, how can you find the number of images? You can find the number of images with the help of this formula. So if suppose we are representing the number of image by n and angle by theta, so n is equal to 360 degree upon theta minus 1. Now, if you see student that as you decrease the angle between that of the mirror, between that of the two mirror, then the number of images will be increases or will be more. So if angle between the two mirror will be less, number of image will be more. And when you kept both of the mirror parallel to each other, then what you will find? You will find that number of image, it will be infinite. Okay, so this is what, this is the multiple reflection of light. Now we are having one formula, so we can understand with the help of a question that how can we solve it, how can we find the number of image if the angle between the two mirror is given. Okay, so now you see here student, there is a question which is related to that of the finding of the number of images with the help of the angle given between the two mirrors, which is kept at a certain angle. Two mirrors are kept at a certain angle. So the question is that if two mirrors are there and that are inclined at an angle of 40 degree to each other. So if two mirrors are there and the angle between these two is 40 degree, how many images will be formed between them? So how many images will be formed, students? So you see here student, theta. What is the thing which is given here? So we can write it given. Given is what? That is theta. So theta is equals to angle what is given between these two mirror students? That is 40 degree. So theta is given, that is 40 degree. What we have to find? We have to find the number of images. Now we know the formula, and the formula is n is equals to 360 degree upon theta minus 1. Now what we have to do? We have to simply put the value of the theta here and find it. Now you see here student, n is equals to 360 upon 40 degree minus 1. So you see here this will cut each other and it will become 9. So n will be equals to 9 minus 1. So n will be equals to 8. So you see here student, the number of the images which is formed between the two mirror when it is placed which is inclined at an angle of a 40 degree. So the number of image will be 8. So we can write here 8 number of image will be formed. So 8 number of images will be formed when the two mirrors are placed at an angle of 40 degree to each other. Okay, so n is equal to 360 upon theta minus 1. Theta is equal to 40 degree. So it will be equals to 9 minus 1, that is 8. So 8 number of images will be formed. Likewise student, if any of the thing is given, if suppose in place of the 40 here 30 is given. Okay, so what you have to do, again you have to use the same formula. If here it is 30 degrees given, then you can see here before that it was 40 degree, now we are decreasing the angle. So is there any change in the number of the images? So you see here student, in place of that of the 40 degree, now we are decreasing the angle student, and we always say that whenever the angle can decrease, the number of images will increase. So let us see that whether it is correct or not. So you see here, n will be equals to 360 upon 30 minus 1. Before that it was 40 degree. So you see here student, it will cut each other and here it will be 12. Okay, so n will be equals to 12 minus 1. So n will be equals to 11. Now you see here, it was before that it was 40 degree. So 360 divided by 40, that will give us 8 images. But as you decrease the image which is given by it will be 11. Okay, in place of that, if suppose you will take a 20. Okay, so if suppose you will take a 20. So n is equals to 360 upon 20 minus 1. 18. So n will be equals to 18 minus 1. So n will be 17. So you see here student, continuously as we decrease the angle between the mirror, the image is continuously increasing. Okay, so if the image is continuously increasing, it is because of the decrease in the angle between the two mirrors. Now we will move to the next one, and that is we will understand that okay, we understood the multiple reflection of the light, but there are two instruments which work on the principle of the multiple reflection of the light. And I know we have already studied about the one of the principle in it. Let us revise it and understand it again. So, instrument based on multiple reflection of the light. Multiple reflection of light. What are these two instruments, student? So the first one is the periscope, and the second one is the kaleidoscope. Periscope and kaleidoscope. So we will, and both of them work on the principle of the multiple reflection of light. So we will start with that of the periscope. Try to understand the periscope. So we will start with that of the periscope, students. So what is periscope? Periscope is also an optical instrument which help us to see the things which is above to that of the side, okay, or line of the side, above to that of the direct line of the side. Okay, so periscope. Okay, so we can draw the periscope, student. What is a periscope? Now you see here in this periscope there is a two mirror are there. Two plane mirrors are kept here, students. We can write it. This is the wall. This is the plane mirror. Okay. So what is a periscope? If suppose this is an object, students, you can draw any of the object. A tree is there, or flower is there, whatever it is. Okay. So this is what? This is the object. And here I will be there. Okay. So here I will be there. Okay. So here, student, I is there. Okay. This is what? This is the eye of observer. Okay. So you see here, student. Basically, if we talk about that of the periscope, so periscope is what? It is an optical instrument. Okay. So the first thing that comes for the periscope, that periscope is an optical instrument. It is an optical instrument which makes to see the objects which is objects that are above to the line of sight. Okay, so which is just above to that of the line of sight, student. For that we use the periscope. Okay, so periscope, it is also an optical instrument which help us to see the object which is above the line of the sight. Now when we talk about the periscope, students, so basically this periscope consisting of a two plane mirror. See here, this is a plane mirror and this one is also a plane mirror. Okay, and the angle between the plane mirror, which is the angle between that of the plane mirror, which it has inclined at the corner of this tube, it is 45 degree. Okay, so with the angle of a 45 degree, it is attached to the corner of that of the tube. So we can write it that it consists of two plane mirror inclined 40 degree angle between at the two ends of the metallic pipe. Metallic pipe, wooden pipe, whatever it is, students. Okay. So at the corner of the tube you can say. So these two plane mirror are there which incline itself at a 45 degree. Now how does it work, students? We have to see the things which is just above the line of the sight. Okay, or if you want to see the object which is present at the other side of the wall, or if you are present, if you are in the ground or under the water, and you have to see the things present which is happening at the surface of the water or at the ground. For that purpose we use the periscope. Now you see this. From this object light enters here. When the light enters, it comes to that of the plane mirror. This plane mirror, it reflects the light to that of the another plane mirror. So this light, it gets reflected to that of the another light. Okay. So from here, again it will get reflected and enters into the eye of that person. Okay. So are you getting it, student? At first, this mirror helps the light which is coming to that of the above line. This line is reflected downward with the help of the plane mirror which is inclined at a 45 degree. Then this mirror, when it reflects into that of the plane mirror, eye is there, observer is seen from this side. So from here it will get reflected to the eye of the observer from the help of the second mirror. Okay, so basically it consists of a two plane mirror which is inclined at a 45 degree. Reason for inclining at a 45 degree that whatever be the light which falls on its surface will be reflected to the other mirror, and from there it will be goes to the eye of the observer. Okay. So we can write it that the light which is coming from the object coming from the reflected object will reflected by one mirror to the other, will gets reflected from one mirror to the other, and finally enters into the observer eye, enters into the observer's eye. Okay, so the light which is coming from that of the reflected object, here it will source of a light is there. When it get reflected, student, then it comes to this object. From there it get reflected to the mirror, and from the mirror it reflected to the other mirror, and finally enters into the eye. And by this method we can see the object which is present above the direct line of the sight. Okay. Now, where we use this periscope? So basically this periscope is used by that of the Navy officers to see if they are sitting in the submarines. So if they want to see that what is going on the surface of the water, so they use periscope. As well as for the soldiers who are sitting in the bunker and want to see the activity of the enemies in the on that of the ground, so they use the periscope. So we can write it. Uses of the periscope, students. Periscope uses. So we can write the uses. Used by soldiers. First one is periscope is used by soldiers sitting in the bunker to see the activities of enemies above the line of sight. Okay. So the periscope is used by that of the soldiers to see the activities of that of the enemies above the line of the sight. It means to that of the ground or to the heighted place. Okay, so periscope is used by the soldiers. Not only by the soldiers, student, but periscope is also used by Navy officers to in the submarines. Who are Navy officers? In the submarines to see the activities going on the surface of water. So you see here, student, basically this periscope is used by the soldiers to see the thing which is going on the ground at a heighted place above level or above the that of the line of sight, and it is also used by that of the Navy officers in the submarines, those who are in the submarines, to see the activities which is going on the water surface. Okay, so this is the first instrument which shows the multiple reflection of the light, students.